issue, yeah. Hey, I can't keep on fucking with you, yeah. And all they plan and shit, go grab a tissue,
Good morning, good evening, wherever you're listening, however you're listening. Thank you for listening. This is the Talkin Ish podcast, and this is your boy Felix, aka Football Poppy, at Football Poppy on Twitter. This is episode 2. Welcome. Thank you for listening to us for a second time. I got a lot of positive feedback from episode 1. A lot of people reached out to me saying they want to be on the pod, saying that it was quality production. So I feel wonderful about that, especially because, you know, this is like a homegrown sort of project. I'm doing the editing and all that. So it's like, wow, the fact that it sounds good is great. One thing that I got from a lot of that feedback, everybody was saying it just seemed natural. It seemed like a good conversation. That's what that's the purpose of this podcast, is to have a natural conversation. We're going to be inclusive. We're going to be respectful. We're just going to have really good natural conversations and just talk our shit, because that's the point of Talkin Ish, right? So today I have yet another amazing, illustrious guest. This is someone that a lot of y'all on Twitter that are going to click play and listen to this, y'all don't know who this is, because this is a very special person to me. A really close friend of mine. I've known him for years. He's always had my back, and I'm really excited to have my boy on here. It is my boy Tex. Tex, what is good, bro?
Hey, man, it's been like 15, 17 years, whatever, like 7th, 8th grade was, however long ago that was.
Yes, yeah. Since 7th grade, we've known each other. So it's been a long time. We've always kept in touch. Tex is in Texas. Yeah, my boy's in the Dallas area, like somewhere near there. So very proud Texan. And
the one that introduced you to Whataburger.
Yes, yeah. On the previous pod, if y'all listened, I had Whataburger in my top 5 fast food, because literally I had it twice and I fell in love. And Tex is the reason why I had that food. So shout out to Tex for that. But yeah, I've known Tex since 7th grade. We were in the same school since 6th grade. We just didn't meet till 7th.
Yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah. It was English class we had together.
Yeah, we've been friends ever since. Tex ended up moving out to Texas, Dallas area, and by some miracle, our friendship has been very strong, and we've kept in touch ever since, even though the distance is there. And I've seen my boy like once in in that period of time. I think
it's been twice, because you came down here, and then I came up there the next year.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I used to live in Virginia, and you came up to see me. I remember it. Okay. I was blanking. See, it's the margarita hitting. Before we get into it, I'm drinking a margarita right now. I made a homemade margarita. And Tex, what are you drinking right now?
I'm drinking Havana Club 7. It's a Cuban rum. I got this before. I got this bottle years and years ago. So that's what I'm drinking. It's pretty good. Stirring that straight up. I'm on keto right now, so I can't mix it with any soda. As of today, I've lost 60 pounds this year on keto.
60 pounds, bro.
Yeah, man. Keto is fucking magic. This is not medical. Hashtag not medical advice. Tell the doctor, do not listen to my advice on anything I say today.
Hashtag not
Disclaimer.
A doctor.
Hashtag not a doctor.
But it worked, man. 60 pounds.
Yeah,
that's wild, man.
A lot of it is just like avoiding, like, more so, I think, than the whole like not eating carbs, just not eating like processed sugar. This processed sugar is the devil.
So you said 60 pounds in the last year. So that's since January, or like
since January 4th.
Since Jeez, bro. So you are halfway through the year, because it is May.
Mm-hmm.
And like toward the end of May, and 60 pounds already. That's crazy.
Yep. I'm down from like just shy of 270, and now I'm just shy of 210.
That's fantastic. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tex is someone that I used to think I was like a beer drinker, and I liked beer and stuff like that. But Tex really revolutionized the way I looked at beer, because he introduced me to the app Untapped, which a lot of y'all probably even know exists. I didn't know it existed, but I don't know what the number is at this point. But I remember when Tex came up to see me, Tex had over 1,000 beers that he
Oh no,
had
it wasn't
tasted.
1,000 yet. It wasn't. 'Cause I just hit 1,000 end of last year.
Oh yeah, how many? It was like 7 something, I
Yeah,
think,
it
is
was
where
like
you were
7
at.
something.
Okay, so you came up to me, you came up to see me, and we caught up and everything, and we did the beer trail in Richmond. So like, if you live in
Yes.
Richmond, you know the beer trail. There's so many breweries in Richmond. Shout out to Richmond. But we hit like, I think of like the 23 breweries at the time, because there's probably been some that have opened since, but of the 23, excuse me, of the 23 beer or breweries, we had seen, was it like 15? Because
Something like that.
because I know there was one area, Scott's Edition, which again, shout out to Richmond. If you lived in Richmond, you're from Richmond, you know what I'm talking about. Scott's Edition. Scott's Edition has like, I think like 10 by itself or like 8 by itself. But like, so you could like walk to all of them. But we tried like a bunch of breweries, and like at that time he showed me the app and he was like, yo, look how many I've tried. And it was like over 700 unique beers. So like, not necessarily brands, but like a bottle of beer, a type of beer that you could sample. Like you get a flight and there's like 6 glasses and they're all different. Like he had over 700 of like different types of beer, which probably now, because that was what, 3 years ago
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you came up, probably now it's completely, the number is different.
So now I have this has been a long time. This is since June of 2013. I've checked in 1,332 beers. That's not different beers. But then I've checked in 1,012 different beers.
That is incredible. That is incredible. 1,012 different beers. Do y'all hear that? That's dedication.
And the thing also though is I am a very social drinker. Like I rarely drink like alone. So I don't get home and like open a beer. This is a lot of times this is I'll have like 4 in one night. One of the bars I took you to when you came to is I guess I'll go and shout them out, is Eastside Denton, which is a bar in Denton, Texas, which has around 90 different beers on tap.
Yeah.
And it's in a college town, so it's so college pricing, and it's not on the college bar area, so it's the older crowd. So you don't got to deal with college kids. Gotta deal with expensive prices in Dallas. So Shiner is one of my kind of go-to session beers. In Dallas, that's maybe like $6, $7, $8 a bottle. In Eastside Denton, you can get one of those for like $3 or $4, and you can get like a really nice beer for $8. Like that's like 12% alcohol.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Because I think you may remember, but there was one time I think I sent you a picture, Tex, and it was a 6-pack of Shiner that I found at this one supermarket, like this one grocery store, and it was, I think I paid like $10 for it. So that's like wild that it's like sort of upsold, like where it kind of originates. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty insane. But yeah, shout out to Shiner, because Shiner was a very good beer. That was one that you, just like Whataburger, because you introduced me to Whataburger. Like Shiner was a brand of beer you introduced me to. You talked it up, and then I had it, and I was like, oh yeah, like he is not wrong. Like this is so good.
They're what got me on to like into beer was kind of Shiner. It's kind of a nice introduction. It's not super floral or like malty. Who made the fastidious father that I had when I was up there in Richmond?
Ooh, that is a good question. I want to see. I don't want to say the name of the brewery I think it is, and then I'm wrong. Although all the breweries in Richmond are super dope, but let me see if I can find.
That was like the banana peanut butter beer, I want to say.
Ooh, yep. Okay, so shout out to Richmond's beer. Richmond's beer scene is phenomenal. It really is. It's dope as hell. But the fastidious father was a banana peanut butter oatmeal porter, and they started selling it in 2017. 6.6 alcohol, and it is Isley Brewing Company.
Yes.
And I vividly remember where it is. It's a tiny little brewery in Scott's Edition. So shout out to them. I'm not getting any endorsement money from this. So like when I tell you, like shout out to them, I mean it because like that was dope. When we say it was banana, what was it? Banana peanut butter oatmeal.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when I tell y'all, like everybody listening, you hear my voice right now. If you are in a car and you hear my voice, you got headphones in, you hear my voice. When I tell you, it did taste like banana peanut butter oatmeal.
It
I
was great.
swear it was insane because Tex tried it first. I remember we both got a glass of it. He took a sip of it and he said, "Holy shit." And I was like, "Is it good?" And he was like, "Dude, take a sip." And I took a sip of it and it literally was like banana peanut butter oatmeal, like in that order, hitting my tongue. And I was like, "Yo, this shit is crazy good."
And it wasn't super fakey banana or peanut butter. It was like actually kind of like
Yep. Yeah.
It's very, very good.
Yep.
I don't know if they bottle it or can it. I think
they bottle it. I want to say they bottle it.
Because there was another version they had, just like I can't remember what the other version was called.
Oh, I think it was just like banana peanut butter. Like they didn't have oatmeal, right?
Something
I
like
forgot
that.
it was different, but it wasn't exactly like. Hold on, I'm looking at the brewery on Untapped right now.
Oh no, they had the Choosy Mother peanut butter porter.
That was it. It was peanut butter. Yeah.
The Choosy Mother, I think, was the one that they kind of distributed.
Yep,
And
that was the one.
The Fastidious Father was like the brewery only one. I maybe at least at the time, I believe.
Yeah,
it was brewery only.
I had them. I had it confused. You're completely right. Yeah. Because those, oh man, those were so good. And I think that was the first brewery we hit when we did the trail.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, we hit a lot of them, man.
We did hit a lot. We need to so many.
I need to come back up there. We need to do that again sometime.
Yeah, we do. Like when you come up the next time, we're gonna do like Baltimore and see if we can hit all the ones in the Baltimore area. Because like the fact that I live in central Baltimore is gonna be so easy to Uber everywhere. Because I was in Richmond and I was like more east side, so like we had to like go west to everything. But yeah, dude, like we had so many good breweries that we tried. So like food and alcohol, food and beer is what Texas always introduced me to. That's like so good.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, what? Like my whole mind's like blown, and I introduced it to other people. Oh, go ahead.
There was like that taco cart or the taco truck that was at the east side when you came up there.
That was so good.
With the super spicy salsa.
Yes. I remember because I don't take spicy stuff well. Like I want to I want to try spicy stuff. I'm willing to go through the pain because I appreciate it, but I don't handle it well. And I was trying it and I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. And I'm also pretty buzzed and I was crying like the entire time because it was so hot. But I was like, yo, this is really good because like it's flavorful. They season everything.
Yeah.
I mean, and they made it quick because we ordered both our plates and we got both our plates in like 10 minutes. Like it was it was crazy. But so, yo, like if anybody works for any of these companies that we have brought up, hit me up because I will happily promote them because all of it was dope as hell. Like, I can't even like describe to y'all like the amount of fun we had and how good it is. We're going to get into these hot topics because these hot topics that we were talking about. One of them was the crazy brewery up in Fort Worth. We kind of talked about that already because it relates, but we've got some random topics that we wanted to go over that we were like, this is just like batshit crazy stuff that has happened. And it's just like crazy talking points. Now, one thing, Tex and I have always bonded over like really nerdy stuff. For example, before
it was cool, before nerdy shit was cool.
That is very true. Nerds. That is very true. So when we first met and we were hanging out and stuff like that, I remember vividly, we would hang out in your room on the second floor of your parents' house. And we would just have like these entire conversations of like, which superhero is better? You are a super DC stan. So you were always like, yo, DC is better than Marvel. And it's so funny because at the time when I was younger, I was a super pro Marvel person, but you're the reason why I appreciate DC and why everybody listening, if you hate on DC, like, listen, like, go kick rocks, bro. Like,
the Snyder Cut is a masterpiece.
The Snyder Cut was fire. Like, I don't care what anybody says.
Just so the people know, my love of DC, with a couple buddies down here in Texas, I watched the original cut of Justice League, went to go grab a coffee, came back, and then watched the Snyder Cut all in one night.
See, dedication, and that's love too. That's love for DC. Which for real, DC is dope. DC is amazing, and that's not to say Marvel's not amazing because Marvel's great, but it's just like, you know, we have preferences, and it's okay to prefer one over the other.
So I remember reading somewhere it said that Marvel is about people trying to be heroes, while DC is about heroes trying to be people. Which really kind of fits because you have people like Wonder Woman, Superman, who are like Superman is Kal-El. He puts on a costume and becomes Clark Kent. Like Clark Kent is the costume.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Because like as much as he wants to embody it, he's not human.
Yeah.
You know, those aren't his birth parents. So it's like there is a semblance of hiding like Superman and being Kryptonian and all of that. And it's funny because you told me that. I remember that vividly. You told me that in the same like second floor. We were on like fucking dial-up internet and we were like looking up the bios of every hero to talk about like why they're so cool so we could get all the details of why like their backgrounds made them good. And you brought up that point about like people being heroes, heroes being people. And I think like there's an appeal for both, but basically the entire point of us to say this is like, you cannot say that Marvel is clearly better than DC, maybe in terms of the movies overall. Cause like what Marvel did was amazing. They're like the first ever creating universe.
Like, that's a cinematic, that's like a,
that's a movie.
Historic achievement what they've done.
Exactly. But like, so we talked about like our love for DC and Marvel. One thing that has been making the rounds on the internet, if some of y'all have heard it, maybe not, but there's been this talk about how DC and Warner Brothers, they want to make a Black Superman movie. But the thing that is very interesting, at least for me, and I know Tex feels this way too, but what makes it very interesting, they want to make Kal-El specifically Black, so that way they can have Black Superman, even though there are heroic characters who are literally Black Superman. So you know DC more than me, Tex, so I want you to go into the detail about that.
So I would be disappointed to see Henry Cavill leave Superman because I think he is just such a perfect Superman. But there's two kind of main that I know of Black Superman. There is Val-Zod of Earth 3.
Yeah.
Who's not related to General Zod. This is going to get much nerdier, just so you guys know. Just a warning before I go on my angry rant. And then there is Calvin Ellis of Earth 36, I believe. And he was kind of modeled after Obama. There hasn't been as much about him as there has Val-Zod, because Val-Zod is Earth 2 or 3, so there's a little more information on him. A lot of people get very angry, and by that I mean people in the YouTube comments, about like if Superman becomes Black, that's quote unquote cultural appropriation. No, it's not. Superman is not fucking European. He's fucking Kryptonian. If he's still from Krypton, then it's fine. He's still Kryptonian. Superman's whiteness has nothing to do with his character. He just so happens to be white because he was made in the fucking 40s.
Exactly. Thank you. I'm so glad that you said that because that's so damn. That's so fucking true.
It'd be sad to see Henry Cavill go, but it'd be great to see a person of color become Superman. For one, I mean, it's great to see it more inclusive and more inclusivity in the brands I love. And two, it piss racists off, and I love to watch them get mad and be like, "Oh no, go woke, go broke." It's like, have you fucking seen the Fast and Furious franchise? There's Paul Walker. There's the fucking dude from Tokyo Drift. What's a gaijin guy? Like they're the only like white men in the whole fucking series. Like Vin Diesel's like, ethnically ambiguous. Like that's the closest you get besides that. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
No,
I mean,
diversity is fucking great.
Yeah, I think everybody else in Fast and the Furious is either Black or Latina or Asian. Or Asian, because Hanzo is
Everyone pull up the Fast 9 trailer The Fast 9 post. Everyone pull up the Fast 9 poster and look how many white people are on there. Fucking none. Or no white men.
Yeah. Well, John Cena, right?
I don't know. I think he's on the poster.
Oh, he might not be on the
with
poster.
all of them together.
That's true. But like, he's the only like maybe like seriously like purely white character, like purely white person.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, there is. Him and Charlize Theron are on it.
Oh yeah, because she's like a bad guy now, right? Is she like a villain
with a bad haircut?
Yes. And then Jason Statham was in previous like
That's right. He was on there as well.
He was in 7?
He was in 7. He was the bad guy in 7, and then he was in 8, and then he was in Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah. So I mean, there's but to your point, I mean, there's a handful of like major characters that are played by white people, and then overall it's super diverse.
Actually, one of the posters doesn't have like any like white men on it. It's just Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez. I'm forgetting everyone's names.
That's one thing that Tex and I have talked about a lot too. Like, you know, there's a lot of times that we sit on PlayStation, we just game, and we just bullshit and like hang out and talk our shit, you know. But Tex made this point one time, and he was like, "Yo, like the Fast and the Furious series is like such a beautiful example of how like diversity can be successful in Hollywood, because every single one of those movies has not been a failure. Every single one of those movies has been successful. And there's only a handful of white characters overall. And when we say white, we mean like European, like American. You know, you got people that are Latino or Latina that are considered white, but there's more people from ethnic backgrounds that are different than just like European that are in these movies, and they play major roles. I'm forgetting the actor's name because I do know his name, but the guy that plays Hanzo, he's been in several films. And then his lover in the film,
Han,
not Hanzo. The guy that plays Han in the films, I'm forgetting his name because I know his name, but he's in it. His lover in the movies is Gal Gadot, and Gal Gadot is from the Middle East, technically. Vin Diesel, ethnically ambiguous. I remember looking him up, and people, like, he says he thinks he might be Hispanic, he might be black, he might be white. You have Tyrese, you got Ludacris, you got Michelle Rodriguez. I'm forgetting her name too because I know her name because she's fine as hell. But
she's in Deadpool as well, right?
Who?
She played Domino. The one you're talking about? Thinking about?
Oh, well, Zazie Beetz is in it.
Yeah.
And Zazie Beetz is bad as hell. I love how I said she's fine as hell, and you were like Zazie Beetz.
Yeah. Jordana Brewster.
Is that the? Oh no, Jordana Brewster is in it. She plays Paul Walker's wife. Yeah. The one I was thinking of is the one that is Dominic Toretto's baby mama, and she's the cop that was with with The Rock's character.
Yeah. What's her name?
She's Latina. I think I forget where she's from. She's from somewhere in South America, I think. But she's in it, and she's gorgeous. She's the one that I was saying was fine as hell. And then she's The Rock's partner when they get introduced. And The Rock is Polynesian. So there's so much diversity in those movies. Like, it's insane.
I just want to say, one of my favorite movie moments is in I think I know what you're gonna say. Fast 6. Or whatever the 6th one is called, when The Rock sees some explosions happening. He just got shot. No, this was Fast 7 because the Furious 7. This was Furious 7 because Jason Statham's character had just shot him. He is in the hospital getting his cast on for getting shot. Sees some explosions out of the window of his hospital. Looks at his daughter. Says, "Daddy's got to go to work." Flexes out of his cast, handful of pain pills, and his injury is never mentioned again.
That's the thing about the movies, is that they are so absurdly like action packed. Like, isn't it Vin Diesel's character Dominic that grabs the missile and like literally?
No, that's The Rock. That
is The Rock. So he grabs a missile and literally throws it like with his bare hands.
Dom does get shot in the shoulder a couple times. And then just like they patch him up in one scene, like, oh yeah, dude, you got shot. He's like, yeah, I did. And then like it's done. Then they just don't mention it again. Like,
yeah.
If you're listening to this, okay, so I don't care about cars at all, but watch the Fast movies. This is the best franchise there is. It gets dumber and dumber and better as it goes. It knows it's dumb though. Like,
that's true. They embrace it. Wait. Tell everybody listening your theory about the physicist that's on the staff for the movie.
Okay, so I am like 90% sure that the Fast franchise keeps a physicist on hand. Like, like sometimes, like, I know the Big Bang Theory and like other super sciencey shows
Interstellar. Just to interrupt you, I'm sorry, but Interstellar was a good example because they had people from NASA that were informing how they went about the movie. Yeah. Right.
I'm pretty sure that Fast is this as well. Like, it has a physicist on hand so they can go up to them and tell them to go fuck themselves every 30 minutes. No, like, a magnet like this would not work. It's like, go fuck yourself, nerd.
Yeah. Right? Shut the fuck up, nerd. And then they just like go about making the movie.
It's like, why'd you bring me on staff if you're just gonna not listen to anything I say?
Yeah, and they're just like, shut up. Like, fuck you, dude. That's my favorite theory. Like, my favorite thing you've ever told me about like any movie, any like pop culture thing. Like, I literally was like, that would be so like perfect.
Dude, I'm pretty sure that shit is really it is. Right? It's just the movies are just so bad shit. I'm so excited for Fast 9.
I am too. Like
opening
the mere fact, like, some of y'all, if you haven't seen the trailer, watch the trailer to Fast 9. John Cena is in it, and he's the bad guy, which is crazy because John Cena is always a good guy, right? He's always like a feel-good story in any movie. John Cena is the bad guy, and he's introduced as Dominic Toretto, aka Vin Diesel. Hold on, picture Vin Diesel in your head, right? Take a moment, picture him. He's been in Pitch Black, Fast and Furious, The Pacifier, which sucked. He's been in so many movies. He plays Vin Diesel. John Cena plays Vin Diesel's brother. Digest it. Digest it. It's absurd, but it's awesome because it's just mad, crazy action. And you know what? This is another thing about the movies that I like is that the inclusivity is not just ethnic, because like all of the women in the series play like a very significant role. And they're all dope, and they're not necessarily like scantily clad or like, you know what I mean? Like bare, like showing their fucking like tits the whole fucking time or their ass the whole time. Huh?
Letty's badass.
Exactly. Michelle Rodriguez is dope in it. Gal Gadot's character is dope in it. Like, they don't do anything that's too provocative, like sexually, to exploit their characters, their female characters. And they all have like a sense of empowerment. Like, Jordan Brewster, I think, might be my favorite example because even though she is Paul Walker's wife, she's still in every movie. She's still involved. She still does action sequences, and she plays a significant part. And it's just like, that's so amazing that she's not just Paul Walker's character's wife. You know what I mean? Like, she is a significant part in the story. And then Michelle Rodriguez, of course, is going to be significant because she's a big name actor or actress, but like, every other woman in the story, even like Zazie Beetz, everybody else that's been in it. If it's Zazie Beetz, is it Zazie Beetz?
I believe.
Look it up.
So.
Because I think it might be a different girl. Because wasn't she British in the movie? Because
Yes,
Zazie Beetz isn't British. She looks like Zazie Beetz though. They're both bad as hell. So give us credit, everybody listening. They're both bad as shit. Like, we may not know, but they're both amazing. They're both dope. They both kick ass, because she was dope in Domino, Zazie Beetz, and she's dope in Atlanta. But
so I'm looking it up now.
You're looking it up?
Yeah.
So and that's my other thing is like ethnically speaking. Damn, this shit is hitting me. The margarita is hitting me. Ethnically speaking, is very.
Oh no, it's not.
It's not. Oh my god, I knew it.
It's
What's her name? Is it foreign?
Yes.
Text it to me, and I'll try to say.
Yeah, it looks like Nathalie Emmanuel.
Dang.
Yeah, the girl from Game of Thrones. She was in Game of Thrones.
Nathalie Emanuel. Yep, that's it. Nathalie Emanuel. That's right. She does
Yeah.
kind of look like Zazie Beetz, though.
Yeah, she's
She
played
does.
Ramsey in it.
That's right. That's right. So she was the like tech wizard that Ludacris's character like kind of fell for. Yeah, but
Okay, okay, a little bit of a spoiler for future Fast movies. If you haven't yet been initiated into the Church of Dom,
the Church of Dom.
Ludacris becomes a tech wizard in the later movies, and they just don't explain it. Like he goes from like running races and
that's
like
so true.
And then like he just knows everything with computers, and I fucking love it.
That's so true. He was the dude in Too Fast, Too Furious that was organizing the race between Tyrese and Paul Walker.
Yep.
And then suddenly he's just like this super tech wizard, which, realistically speaking, though, that's dope as hell because it's like he honestly could be a dude that went to like a really good magnet school where he lives. He knows science. He's a dope student, but this is just the life he lives. Like to have that sort of like nuanced background is amazing. Like that's so cool that he did that with his character.
But they don't explain it, which I think is great. And
so
spoilers for I know some people don't like to watch trailers because trailers spoil things. Mm-hmm. So if you've listened this far into it, I'm assuming that you don't care. But it's major spoiler for the trailer. So in the trailer for Fast 9 or F9, the Fast Saga, Han comes back.
That's
Han
right.
Died in the third one, and I hope they don't explain how he comes back. I hope it's just like fuck you. Han is back.
Right? It doesn't matter how he's alive.
Yeah, doesn't matter. He is just back.
Yeah.
Because
oh my God.
Death is just Fast and Furious movies, they're just superhero movies at this point.
They are.
And
they're
also
absolutely.
every single Fast movie has a different naming structure.
That's true. I remember you mentioning that briefly, but yeah, go through all of them because you told me that and I was like, that's a good point, but I want you to go through all of it.
Okay, here is just all the Fast movies and just like the difference. Okay, and there's the Fast and the Furious. Okay. First name for a movie, normal.
Yep.
Too Fast, Too Furious. Okay.
Yeah, it's a pun.
Pun, yeah, makes sense. Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift. Now this one's a little different because no one else was in it. So it was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, so that was kind of like a spin-off in a way.
Yeah. Then the fourth one, Fast and Furious. Just drop the. It's like, okay, cool. Then Fast 5. Okay, cool. There's 5 of them, and it's the 5th movie. Next is going to be. Which
really quick, that establishes that Tokyo Drift was Fast 3 because a lot of people thought it was a side, like a spin-off, and it was like, nope, that's definitely part 3.
Then Fast and Furious 6. So not the Fast and the Furious 6, just Fast and Furious 6.
Mm-hmm.
Then Furious 7. There you go.
No more Fast.
Fast 5. Then The Fate of the Furious. It's not even spelled with an 8.
Yep.
Missed opportunity. And then the 9th one just called F9, the Fast Saga. I mean, it's on purpose at this point. Like it has to be, because like then there's also like Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
Yep, exactly. Like the 10th one is just going to be called Fast. Like that's it's just going to be like Fast, and that's it.
Or
no
X.
Number or just X, right? Fast X. Like that's it. Oh my God, yo! So y'all listening, Tex and I have had this conversation. We're just like. Fast and Furious is like the greatest fucking film franchise ever because it's so inclusive. It's so like absurdly like superhero like, but that makes it so dope because you can walk into it and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna lose myself in the absurdity of this action, And like I remember thinking like, man, this is corny as hell. But when you explained it like that, where it's like, yo, think about it. It's probably intentional because there's no way they named the titles different. They have all these absurd stunts. And I was like, you know what? I'm taking it too seriously. You're right. So like those of you listening or watching any of the Fast movies, any of the Fast and Furious movies, do not take them seriously. I mean, maybe 1 and 2, because 1 and 2 are like solid films in terms of what you traditionally think. But One was great. One was
One-
a dope movie.
One was Point Break. Was a Point Break ripoff.
That's
The
true.
first
That
one.
is true.
So I always tell people if you want to watch them, like a lot of people, oh no, start on the fifth one because that's when it gets good. Like no, the original like four are you got to watch those because you gain a new appreciation when it gets super fucking batshit.
Yeah,
And you see that it started as a normal movie.
true. Yeah.
And also, fuck anyone who doesn't like Tokyo Drift. Tokyo Drift.
Thank you.
Masterpiece.
Thank
I
you
love
so
Tokyo
much.
Drift.
Oh my god, thank you, Tex. Like
What's
literally,
a god, Jan?
I love Tokyo Drift because of how absurd the protagonist is. But like,
This guy's like, yeah, I'm in high school. He was like 35. He was high school student, and he looks 35.
Yes, he was like, I'm a senior in high school, but he clearly
No,
has
you're
like
not.
4 kids and a mortgage. Like, no,
He's like a 5 o'clock shadow. It's like, no, dude.
Exactly. And the way he talks, his sound, like the way he sounds, like everything. It was just like, bro, like no.
That was also when Justin Lin, I believe, came on, was 3, and he's the one that really kind of like kicked it into high gear.
That's true. Justin Lin, I know, is all about like the high octane kind of action and stuff like that. So like, that's a very good point. Oh my god, so much good content. Jesus Christ, we got a lot more topics. Cheers, Tex.
Cheers.
One more time, we got to refill real quick.
By the way, little
Mhm.
Tex hangover cure before you go to sleep. Take a multivitamin. That's always what I would do in
A
college.
multivitamin.
Because a lot of like the hangover is dehydration. So
That's
you throw
true.
electrolytes.
Yeah. The one thing I've always done is like, obviously there's like Pedialyte, but like I've always grabbed like a body armor or like a vitamin water, like before I know I'm gonna be drinking heavily. But then also I just chug so much water before I drink, which it's such a problem because like while you're drinking and hanging out, you literally run to the bathroom like 10 times and everyone thinks you're like a 60-year-old man that can't hold your urine. But it pays off because like the next day I feel wonderful. I feel so good. But speaking of drinking, I did tell Tex this before we started. I made a margarita. I made a second margarita. But it's kind of melted down because of the ice, but I had a shot a Fireball. And the reason why I had this Fireball is because my girl went to this little celebration with some of her friends and stuff. And they bought like a bunch of different liquors, and some psycho motherfucker bought Fireball. And it's funny because it's like this big, like it's the tiny bottle, like the one that's behind the desk when you go to pay. And there was like that much left. So I was like, word, like I'll drink it. Fuck it. Like whatever. So I'm about to take a shot of Fireball. This is the first time I've had Fireball in literally 10 years. Because for those of y'all that don't know, I am 30. Last time I had Fireball, I was like 19. So yeah, 11 years. So, oh God, here we go. I'm just going to like, oh, that's terrible. That's ass. That's
tastes
ass.
like college.
Oh my
tastes like
God.
shit. Tastes like
It tastes like 18 and bad decisions. Like just, oh my God. It tastes like immaturity and like locking on to one girl for no reason, even though she broke your heart. That's what it tastes like.
Yep.
That's what it tastes like. It's like, oh my God. Like I remember like sipping on this because my friends were like, this is what I have in my fridge. And I would drink it. But oh my God, fuck Fireball.
Sounds like an accurate Fireball review.
Yes, fuck Fireball so much. Oh my God, a long way. Woo, other topics. Food. We went into nerdy kind of shit. If you want to touch on it briefly, it's something that you and I, Tex, we bond over. We frequently link up. We'll try to frequently link up. But we both love Apex Legends. So for those of y'all that may want to link up with me, my name is Susiopapi _ on PSN. And I play Apex Legends. I'm pretty decent. I'm not gonna say I'm great, but I'm pretty decent. But
And I'm Shrek Fart, and I am not decent.
yeah, Texas Shrek fart. Literally,
Yeah, not a joke.
Shrek,
One word.
Yeah, Shrek and fart. One
Yeah,
word.
one word.
He's okay. He says he's not good, but he has a couple of matches. Get him an EVA 8. Those of you that play Apex, get him an EVA 8, and he lights people up.
So the issue is, I feel like I play better when we're not groups up, because I feel like, because I don't take it super serious when we're groups up, because like the way that we've kept in touch for the listeners, mainly over the last like several years, has been, we'll just get on PlayStation and play something, and we'll just catch up and talk as we're playing. So we'll just play like unranked Apex, and then kind of shoot shit and talk about our lives and our jobs and our like love lives and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not completely as super focused, but yeah, if y'all play with me, just send me a friend request and
just don't expect like elite
dick jokes and stuff. Yeah, bad gameplay. Maybe I'll tell a couple funny dick jokes. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Tech said, when I play, I always play with my mic off. I don't play with people that like I link up with randomly. So I kind of take it seriously, but like from my perspective. So if my team is trash, then I'm just trying to like save them and kill as many people as I can. You know what I mean? In Apex. But like otherwise, I try to, just be the best teammate and all of that. And if I'm linking up with the friends, then I'm just shooting the shit and I'm not playing it seriously. But if y'all sending me a friend request for whatever reason, just know any other game, I am straight like booty hole. I am straight ass. But Apex, I've played enough where I'm like, if you get me like Mirage, Loba, Bloodhounds, Caustic, and there's one other that I'm blanking, Bangalore. If you get me on those 5, I can get you a few kills guaranteed. Like I'm pretty nice with those 5. But yeah, the thing though with Apex is that we've caught up on Apex. We play Apex frequently. We catch up on that. But Apex, what pisses us off is the people that play Apex and they want a fucking hot drop. As soon as the game starts, they're like, we're dropping right the fuck here, where there's like 19 people dropping. And you're like, why? Like, if you wait to the end of the map, you'll get almost as much equipment.
Yep.
And you'll be okay. You'll be ready for conflict. If y'all hear like clanging and stuff, my dog is getting the zoomies. Stop it. Relax. I love you, but relax. All right, he's relaxed. But yeah, like people just drop in one fucking area and then they're just like punching each other, like meleeing each other. And it's like the whole time I'm like, what is this madness? Like everyone should have a gun. So like if you wait to the end of the map, I'm telling you, I promise you, it always ends up better. It always ends up better.
It's that, and then when you drop with a random party and they don't ping where they're going to drop. So it's like, I don't, because, okay, so a couple of times I've been like jump master and I've flown off the map and killed my entire team because they wouldn't break off. Like, I pinged where we're going. Y'all can break off now. And they don't. So, okay, fine. We're all just going to die.
You're like, thank you. Thanks, guys. It's funny because like what I end up doing when I ping and they don't confirm, I won't go off of the map. But what I do is I intentionally fly like toward a building so they get taken out by the building. And then I go where I want to go. Yeah, because I'm just like, fuck you, dude. And if we link up, then I'm like, okay, you're serious about competitive play because you're actually trying to survive and like be a part of a team.
You have passed my test.
Yeah, you've passed my test. You are eligible to be in my team. And like so many times you got people that just drop and you're like, bro, like come on, like why are we dropping here? And you see the trails, like the drop trails of all these other teams going to one area, and you're like, why are we dropping here? This makes no fucking sense. There's clearly not enough guns for everybody in this one building, and we're all dropping here. Oh my god! But yeah, if you link up with us on Apex, if you want to play on Apex, just hit us up
on
like
PS4.
On PS4, there is crossplay. You can link up on crossplay. I don't know how to do that. I got a couple of friends.
Me neither.
I got a couple of friends on that have Xbox One, and they're like, "Yo, we can link up," but we have yet to like try it, so I don't know how to do it.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's at Susiopapi _ on PSN, and he is at Shrekfart, literally Shrekfart.
Yep.
That's it, just Shrekfart, all one word. Let's see. We got a few other topics. I dropped my pen. Hold on. We got a few other topics that we wanted to talk about. So there's this rapper, and his name is Token. Now, his name is Token, not because he's the token black guy in the room. He's the token white guy, apparently, in the room. I'm going to get his actual like rapper name on Twitter, so at least you know it. Old boy's name is Token.
I'm just imagining Dirt Nasty when you say that.
Imagining who?
Dirt Nasty? The guy from Scary Movie 3, I want to say?
I remember.
Or 2.
I remember you cut out for a second, so I didn't hear you, but I remember him. Yeah. I think it was Scary Movie. I think it was 2.
I think so. Yeah, he played the Eminem kind of knockoff.
No, it was 3. It was 3. Yeah,
it was 3.
Because he was the one that got. He's the one. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, because 2 was the one that was House on a Haunted Hill parody. 3 was a Signs parody, and 1 was a Scream parody.
Yep, and 2 was the one that was like my strong hand, and then 3 was the one
with Chris Elliott.
Yeah, and 3 was the one with Anthony Anderson and Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
where it was like, how did you? What was the joke? Where it was like he woke up dead, and he was like, "How you wake up dead?"
Yes, yeah.
And he's like, "Yo, that's some plausible shit."
Oh, shit! Back when fucking Scary Movie was good.
Yes, Scary Movie 3 is so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first 3 were all great. But all right, so Token, his name it's at Token Hip Hop. He's corny as hell. His username, like it's at Token Hip Hop, that's his handle, but it's Toke, and he's actually verified, which is wild. And he has a line where he says he feels like Hulk Hogan inside, quote unquote. which Tex, I think, like, did you have an explanation for it? Like,
yes.
Why do you think he said that?
So, because Hulkamania, brother, you feel like a brother inside.
Okay, which is kind of problematic because obviously he means brother. 100%. Yeah, he means brother like a black person, like a black man. Which is fucked up. It's funny because this is the problem with the line, is that you could take it 2 different ways. There's the whole thing where it's like, yeah, like brother, I'm a brother, and that's how Hulk Hogan was. So it's like, oh, is he saying he feels like a brother inside? He feels black inside, but then there's also the issue where Hulk Hogan is known for saying the N-word multiple times. So when he says, I feel like Hulk Hogan inside, what is he trying to fucking say? And that's where I'm like, bruh, why? Why is that the line? He recorded a video of himself doing this rap and it's on YouTube. It's like, bro, I know I'm promoting you, and there's going to be people listening to this and are going to listen to him and be like, oh, that went hard. If you think it went hard, bro, kick rocks. I don't fuck you, bro. Because that shit was trash, first of all. He's got like if you can see it in the camera, Tex, the typical white boy haircut.
He looks like the whitest person I've ever met. He has like a fucking bowl cut.
Exactly. He has a bowl cut, even though he's 20-something years old.
He has fucking bangs.
He has bangs. Thank you.
Oh, no.
Anybody listening to this, he has bangs. Like, look at this. This is his profile photo on Twitter. Why does he look like Tony the Tiger with the jacket? Like, I don't get it. Exactly. It's painful. For y'all that don't know, Tex is the most seasoned white person I think I've ever met. So like,
good.
Tex knows he will allow me to download my disdain for any crazy white people, and he's just like, yes, I understand. I am there.
I know we were talking recently, actually, on Apex. I told you, Felix, look, I know there's a whole meme about like when your white friend's parents cook for you. It's like, dude, I understand how you feel. Like being someone from the South and like, so Texas has a lot of strong Black and Mexican and other cultures' influences on their cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, people in Texas can cook because of all those multiculturalistic influences. Whereas when you go further, like the not South
Yeah.
Virginia, all the white people there can't fucking cook and think shit like black pepper is spicy. Not an exaggeration. Like this
Yeah.
isn't like my whole ketchup is spicy joke. No, people up there think black pepper is fucking spicy. Or at
Yeah.
least when I lived there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But
So
yeah, so I understand how it feels to go to a white friend's house, and have their parents try and cook for
Mhm.
you, and it be fucking burnt macaroni and hot dogs.
and hot dogs. Which
Yeah.
shout out to you, Toke or Tex, not Toke, because Toke is this trash ass rapper. Oh my god, it's hitting me. But shout out to you, Tex, because legit your mom can cook.
Oh no, yeah.
Your mom absolutely fucking kills it in the kitchen. Like she gets slapped in the kitchen, bro.
Yeah,
But
she's from fucking South. It's like fucking like white
yeah.
people in the South can
But
cook.
and
We're
that's
like
the thing, it's
white
like
people up north can't.
the true South.
Yeah.
And like I know,
Dirty
and
South.
I say that, yeah. I say the true South because I know your mom like came up in an area that was like a lot more diverse than the usual person. So
Yep.
she had that like influence in terms of her recipes and everything. And I know your mother's like your dad too, your whole family. They're like very inclusive, very loving people.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They always treated me and everybody else like with such respect and love. Like they felt like second parents. You know what I mean? Like we come over and they were like, "We're so happy to have you here. Like, hang out with Adam or hang out with Tex, have a blast." And they always accepted us and they were always so great. But really quick, Toke actually has some cosigns from Mecole Hardman Jr. He's a first round pick from the 2019 NFL draft for the Kansas City Chiefs. Actually, he might have been the second round pick. I'm probably wrong. He said tough flame emoji. Mecole, I'm sorry. If you listen to this by chance, you wrong as fuck. And then Damian Lillard, aka Dame Dollar. He's a basketball player that's dope as shit. And I secretly hope he ends up with my Knicks. And he's a rapper. That's why his name is Dame Dollar, right? And he quoted it and said fire emoji. Dame, don't come to the Knicks. I'm fine with that. Like it's terrible. Like it was just bad. And just that one line, like I feel like Hulk Hogan inside or whatever, or Hulk Hogan inside. It's too questionable. That's too questionable. Like that's a line where it's like there's too much that I could take from it that you got to explain. Like if you got to explain the line, then it's, you know what I'm saying? Like if there's a line that goes over my head and I don't know what it means, and then you explain it and it's like, oh, I get it. That's one thing. But if you were to explain the line and there's like 3 other differentiations on how you could take it, it's like, no, you fucked up, bro. And then you're saying something that's kind of culturally sensitive as a white dude related to a white guy that has said problematic shit to black people. It's like that's too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
One thing I want to end the show on is my bozo of the week. So like last week I talked about this motherfucker named Tim Jenkins. So like Tim Jenkins, if for some reason you're listening to episode 2, like suck my dick from the back. Fuck you. But anyway, I like talking about my bozo of the week. So my whole entire thing with the bozo of the week, like we said, we're an inclusive podcast. We include everybody. We want to hear everybody's truths. We're all about equality and everything like that. And we look at equality and inclusivity as, very cut and dry. It's like, yo, you're either pro LGBTQIA, you're either like understanding of the plight that like minorities go through in this country, or you don't. There's no debate. There's no politics behind it. It's like, nah, this happens. And if you say, nah, whatever, it's like, no, you're wrong. So shut the fuck up. So that's how we look at it. That's how we look at the bozo of the week. It's somebody that we look at and it's like, yo, you are clearly talking out your fucking anus. You clearly talking out your ass. So I don't know who you have, Tex, but right now, my bozo of the week. I'm gonna go over my bozo of the week real quick. Tex, if you think of somebody, if you don't, that's cool. But if you got somebody in your mind, it don't matter. It don't even have to be relevant right now. It could be somebody that's been bothering you for the last like 5 years, and you're just like, nah, I'm gonna call them out. I'm gonna shout them out. Not shout them out. Shout them out is positive, but I'm gonna call them out and be like, nah, fuck you. My bozo of the week this week is Cole Beasley. Everybody listening, I know a lot of y'all listening right now. You know exactly who Cole Beasley is because I write about sports on the side. I'll talk about the NFL a lot and everything like that. So you probably know who Cole Beasley is. For those of y'all that don't know who Cole Beasley is a slot receiver who was nice as hell. This nice little white dude. He's like 5'8", nice ass slot receiver that used to play for the Dallas Cowboys. But he became a free agent. He became a free agent. And Dallas let him go into free agency and he signed with the Buffalo Bills. Now, he had this entire like diatribe about COVID and about the vaccinations. And he said all this stuff about how basically having to take the vaccine was a highly debatable thing, right? So it kind of started with CNN breaking news. They tweeted out on May 13th, Dr. Fauci said that people vaccinated against COVID-19 do not need to wear masks outside. Quote, we've got to make that transition soon, or we've got to make that transition, he says, right? So that's what he said. We've got to make that transition, he says. Cole Beasley quote tweets it and says, I do that without being vaccinated. Is this illegal now? Right? People are in his comments, just going in his, like jumping in his ass, basically criticizing him and saying like, yo, this is super unnecessary. You don't have to say this, right? And he follows up and he says, until we all share the same opinion or belief, we are considered ignorant. I don't understand. You feel how you feel, and I respect that. It doesn't always make me wrong or a bad person because I don't agree with you, which is dumb as shit because it's like, no, it's not that. It's not, quote, until we all share the same opinion. It's like, bro, what the fuck is logical and what is correct? What is correct and incorrect? You're making it debatable, right? He follows that up. He says, if you get vaccinated, you are good? Question mark. So if I don't, I shouldn't pass it on to you regardless, right? Question mark. Which I'm pretty sure anybody that studies epidemiology could tell me that's not how it fucking works. Because if you get vaccinated, that doesn't mean you're not gonna fucking get it. It just means it's not as like significant. He says, he follows that up. That's a serious question. I don't really know how these things work. I'm not a doctor. So why the fuck are you saying anything? That was my response, right? Somebody says and responds to him, bro, you're building your brand. Stop with the fucking bullshit, getting people worked up. These are easy to research in 5 minutes, but you choose internet conflicts. Shaking my head. Shout out to you at RJD012. So it's a random person. But he responds, he decides to quote tweet random person and says, my brand, quote unquote, is the least of my worries. I'm not here to kiss anyone's ass. I'm here to be me. That's debatable, considering that very, very correct points that you can Google are there. So you being you means you just don't want to fucking Google shit. So I'm going to keep going with these tweets, but right now I'm going to say, fuck you, Cole Beasley. Anyway, he says, all the CTE comments we get for speaking our mind is crazy to me, right? Because CTE is a problem in the NFL. People say you get banged up in the head when you play in the NFL, so you're obviously not thinking clearly. Now, our podcast Twitter, I quote tweeted it. I said, when you speak your mind and it's nonsense, it is what it is. So, yeah, all the CTE comments we get for speaking our mind is crazy. Well, guess what? You're going to get CTE comments when what you say is dumb as fuck. Right? Whether it's right or wrong, you saying some stupid ass shit. Then he says, I can't wait for when y'all tell me how dumb and stupid I am when I'm walking around in the real world. Oh, wait, that never happens. Oh, so nobody calls you out in the real world. Cool. It's not like you looking out for people on Twitter anyway, bro. It's not like you asking people to meet you up in real life. You asking people to run up and get done up. Pretty sure that's not true because you only 5'8" and 180 pounds. Him and I are the same height and the same weight. He's probably in much better shape than me, but I will say maybe I'll get like 1 or 2 hands in before he overtakes me. And that's only because he's in shape. But a random person running up on him in the street, a random person running up on you in the street, you ain't going to be looking for, because a random person running up in the street ain't necessarily only looking for hands. So you, again, Cole Beasley, you talking shit for no fucking reason, right? Then he goes into how he could miss the Super Bowl without getting COVID just because his contract tracer showed that he was near a person who tested positive for longer than 10 minutes. So even if he's wearing his mask around him, that test could even turn out being a false positive later, so he won't play in the Super Bowl. And you know what? The NFL did have a problem with that. It could be all over the place. But overall speaking, that was not that big of a deal. Then he says, good talk, everyone. My plane is landing. So I'll probably be back on Twitter in maybe another year or so. And literally, like 12 hours later, he tweets again. So I'm not going to continue going into what he says. But the mere fact that 12 hours after saying he wasn't going to say anything, I'll probably be off Twitter for a while. And then he tweets like 10, 12 hours later. Obviously, he's in his feels. Obviously, he's fucking like hurting for some attention. But at the end of the day, to be talking about the legitimacy of vaccines and everything like that, and to be in your feels, it's like, bro, there are studies for this. There are multiple like research studies that have been done for this. Like, I know I'm gonna be on my soapbox for a minute, but like if I see minorities saying they don't want to get like a vaccine, I get it in a way because there is a history of this country experimenting on minorities.
Boy. Fucking
right?
Tuskegee.
Thank you, Tuskegee, right? Then you got like there was the sterilization of women in Puerto Rico in those experiments back in the day, right? Because it was like birth control experiments and stuff like that to test birth control, and it ended up sterilizing people entirely. So there's like tons of different things related to that, but I get if minorities have a hesitation, you know what I mean, toward like medical advances that come up very, very like quickly, but everybody's getting it. So I would encourage people, you can get it because everyone's getting it. So it's not just like it's an experiment only on your people or your community, but also just period. We've never seen, pharmaceutical companies come together in a way like this. You know what I'm saying? I had a coworker that explained it to me this way. He was like, the fact that like Tesla came up with an electric car entirely is wild because in the amount of time that they came up with the car was such a limited time. It was only a few years. Whereas the American version of it outside of Tesla took years, and it took 2 companies coming together from America and I think Europe. I forget what company it was. But he basically was like, it was like literally millions of dollars to even get the first engine going, right? So that point he brought up, he explained it to me. He was like, that's the main thing that makes me feel good about the vaccine is like, these pharmaceutical companies are coming together. Of course, they're going to find advancements because they're all throwing money into the same thing. They're all throwing money into solving the same problem. When you get funding, you find solutions. That's why Elon Musk can do shit because he got billions of dollars. He's got millions and billions of dollars to fund his shit. That's why he can fail over and over with his rocket ship and then finally fucking succeed because he has millions and billions of dollars to test it out. And that's the thing that I want to encourage people is like, yo, there might be millions and billions of dollars going into this. It's not the same sort of scope. It's not the same situation socially. So for people to look at you and to be like, think about it. Where's it coming from? Oh, people have health issues. There's not enough. And all the sites that say, oh, report your health issues. Anybody can report a health issue. I can report a health issue. I'm fully vaccinated. I can report a health issue today. and say that Moderna or Pfizer like fucked me up. And there's no way of clarifying that or certifying that. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why my bozo of the week, I ranted a lot. I'm sorry. But like my bozo of the week is Cole Beasley because just the mere fact that you even want to question this shit, one, that's a problem. But two, the fact that you got to say anything, he don't have to say anything. He's an athlete. Like Cole, you don't have to express yourself in this situation. So for you to get blowback on what you say, that's your fault. It's not like you're talking about football or sports or athletics, you know what I'm saying? Or even media that covers it. You're talking about health and epidemiology, and you don't know shit about that.
Even so, how many Super Bowls have the Bills won?
Oh, thank you so much.
Zero? It's like,
talk that shit.
Talk about, like, your team has not won any fucking Super Bowls in, like, you are a football player and your team hasn't won any Super Bowls. So you, like, why talk about something you're even more unqualified to talk about? It's like, y'all can't win a Super Bowl. Why the fuck can you talk about fucking epidemiology and disease and vaccination? You fucking hillbilly.
Talk that shit, Tex. So you said hillbilly. Did you look up a picture of Cole Beaslly?
Yeah, I did. He looks like a fucking hillbilly. He looks like the dude from Tokyo Drift.
Right? With just a beard. He looks like the same exact dude. No, and that's the thing. It's like, yo, regardless, bro, like, just know your lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to come out here and talk about, like, I'm not going to tell you to buy Bitcoin or to buy Dogecoin because I don't know shit about the financial market. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to talk out my ass about some shit, even if I have friends that kind of inform me and give me like ideas, give me opinions. I'm not going to give you any advice or share my opinion on it. I'm just going to keep that shit to myself. It's like, bro, even if he won like 6 Super Bowls, like if Tom Brady came out and was saying the same shit, like, why do I got to get vaccinated? I'd be like, Tom, like, shut the fuck up. I don't care that you won 6 Super Bowls. Like, hold my nuts from the back. It don't matter. You know, and that kind of ties into Tim Jenkins last week because Tim Jenkins compared epidemiology to learning football. And it's just like, bro, shut the fuck up. That don't make sense. How do they compare? It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, anywho. So that's my bozo of the week. My bozo of the week is Cole Beasley. So Cole Beasley, if somehow you hear this or somebody tweets you and says, this motherfucker said this. Yes, I said this. Like, shut the fuck up. If you in your fields, you could tweet me. You could tweet at Felix Talkin Ish or tweet at me at Football Poppy. I don't give a shit. I can see you in real life. It don't matter. We the same height. So like, I'm not scared. It don't matter. You wrong as fuck. But go ahead, Tex. I'm sorry. I've been ranting.
I'll make mine Ted Cruz. He is one of the senators from Texas. Ted Cruz, you're a cuck. One of you want to be on Apex. Shrek fart. Right now. Trump called your wife ugly and your father the killer of JFK. And you still simp for him. You're a cuck.
Yeah.
Apex. Or, hey, message me on Apex. We'll set it up. We'll do 1v1, no items, Final Destination on Smash. Message me on Shrek Fart on PSN.
See, you're much more professional. There we go. Fuck you, Ted Cruz.
I don't understand how he's going to let Trump call his wife ugly and his father a murderer. And I'll be your lawyer in court, daddy. It's like, fucking grow some balls, dude.
Yeah.
Protect your wife.
There you go. And you know, it's just like, I mean, we could go into this a little bit because like legit, I feel like conservatism now after this motherfucking like pseudo rich person got power as president, everybody just wants to fucking like nibble on his nutsack. Like they just feel like they have to, like they don't have power unless they succumb to this dude's like will. And it's just wild to me because like not even Ted Cruz, like fucking Rick Santorum. Rick Santorum's been on some fucking bullshit for years. You know what I'm saying? And that's another motherfucker that wants to just like or what's his name from South Carolina? I should know his fucking name. Lindsey Graham. He fucking like just changes his tune every whatever fits him. Like
because
those three.
he was during the Supreme Court nomination during the Obama administration. He's like, oh no, quote me. If I ever go back against this during election year, you shouldn't be able to nominate a Supreme Court justice. And then that happened. Like, oh no, they are so mean to his other one. I'm going to go against this. They're such meanie heads. Like, you fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
Throw some balls.
Yep. Just stand for what you said you were going to stand for. And they're just the people that dick ride and they just want to go along with whatever works. And that's the thing. Ted Cruz just proved to himself. Like, I really hope his wife looks at him and she's like, yo, we getting divorced. Like, fuck it. Like, maybe right now we're not getting divorced, but I'm going to live in this house and I'm going to go fuck some other people. And you're just going to be on your own and nobody's going to know it. But I'm going to go get some dick on the side because shout out to Ted real quick. Because we talk Susio and we talk our shit. Shout out to Ted Cruz's wife. I hope she out there getting dick. And she out there just getting dick down wherever the fuck she is. Because him on a national stage, not standing up for her, like, bro, like, you are a king. Wait. Well, I was gonna say you are king, bitch. But what's the word that you say for the conservatives that like to see?
Conservative?
Ooh, he is cuckservative. King cuckservative. Because yo, I don't care.
He fucking gets on his knees for Trump, even though Trump made fun of his wife and his fucking father. I am a far left liberal. If a far left liberal made fun of my father or my wife, I'd be like, fuck you.
Yes.
I'm not gonna help you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be, hey, I'll be your lawyer or I'll help you this way or that way. Eat shit.
Exactly.
Go to hell.
Exactly. Like,
grow a spine.
If like, I don't know, if AOC, if Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said, and I love AOC, but if she says something negative about like my wife or something, you know what I mean? If she says something negative about my wife.
No, not or your wife and. Because it's more than just your wife.
That's true. That's true.
And
so if AOC says something negative about my wife and my dad, I would challenge her to a fucking to a slap off. Like, just like my political career is over. I'd be like, yo, you trying to be messy? Okay. And it'd be funny because you know what? I'm not going to disrespect AOC because AOC's Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican. She probably slapped the shit out of me. She's going to bring it. You know what I'm saying? She's going to bring it. And that's what I'm like, all right, like, cool. If that's how you want to be disrespectful, then you need to understand the challenge is going to come to you. I don't know. This might be wild, but I feel like politics should have street rules. Like, the shit.
Yep.
Okay. I got a theory right now.
Get back to fucking like the old school shit where you put the Johnson to a duel on the floor of Congress.
like fucking
Hamilton shit, yeah.
Like Hamilton, where he was like, "No, my son got shot for my honor." No, real quick. So,
by the way, side note: speaking of Hamilton, going on to In the Heights, I'm hyped for the In the Heights movie.
Oh my god, no, I'm keeping that in the pot. Yo, Tex, I can't wait for the In the Heights movie. I saw. Shout out to Fat Joe. Fat Joe got some stupid ass opinions about rap and hip hop sometimes, but like he said recently that DJ Khaled is the Quincy Jones of rap. I was like, bro, no, this ain't it. But Fat Joe, shout out to Fat Joe, represented Puerto Ricans in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And like always repping hard for where he came from, repping for Puerto Ricans. He interviewed Anthony Ramos. Anthony Ramos plays the male protagonist in The Heights. Anthony Ramos was talking about how like he feels like this is like a different movie because it represents Latinos in such an awesome way and in such a three-dimensional way. So like I'm so hyped for In the Heights. And the In the Heights period just means a lot, but like to see a modern version that's going to carry the same weight in terms of representation, that's something that means a lot to me too. So like I'm so hyped for In the Heights. But Yo, man, it's been such an awesome conversation. This was a long conversation, so I got a lot to.
You got a lot
I
to
got a
edit.
lot. Yeah, I got a lot to edit. But, dude, I'm so happy I had you on. Like this is the Talking Ish podcast. I'm at Football Poppy on Twitter. This is my boy Tex. He's at Shrek Fart on
PSN.
PlayStation. Yeah, on PSN. And this was just a great conversation. I'm so happy I had one of my closest friends, second guest. My first guest was the founder of ATB Around the Block, and my second guest, close personal friend. Third guest, it's just gonna keep going. It's just gonna keep going. Real cool people, real cool conversations. So yeah, keep it with us at Felix Talkin Ish on Twitter. For the podcast, it's at Football Poppy for myself personally on Twitter. And you know, keep it locked with Around the Block. It's at ATB_network. But Around the Block is the network where this gets featured. It's also a network where, I mean, you're seeing a lot of people do some dope shit on this network. We got a lot of guys that are doing like really good things, good podcasts. Yeah, at ATB_network. I mean, we've got several really good podcasts going. We got Wider Hashes talking about the NFL draft, talking about NFL prospects. We got On Campus with JB and Skiggy. They got an awesome pod episode coming out May 29th where they talk to Carolina Panthers cornerback Troy Pride Jr. at his community event. It's going to be live. So be sure you check that out. Just go on to ATB_network at ATB_network. And you're going to see like all of the awesome work that we do. Also, the Offsides podcast. That's another podcast on the network that's doing big things. So again, my guest, my boy Tex, at Football Poppy. Really happy that you guys listen. Thank you for supporting, and please keep it locked with Around the Block and tune in next week. See you guys later.